So, guys, this is one of my student, Jawad, who just joined the program and he just found his root cause through subconscious transition and he's now free from porn, one of the student that I've coached. And like he's made an insane progress in the program. So, Jawad, brother, if you want to introduce yourself a little bit.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Jwad. Um, I don't want to give too many personal details about myself, I guess, but I would say I'm really just one average Muslim brother, just like anybody watching this video, and I find what like Jwad taught me was very relatable, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it's really it came down for me is most things on the internet are basically lies, and alhamdulillah, like I got like Allah sent me this program because it's like it helps clear up a lot of the lies, which is the biggest issue for me.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, man.
Hmm.
Awesome. All right. So, Jawad, can you tell me more about your situation before you started working with me?
Yeah, so my situation, I would say I've been on and off struggling with it, and I basically got to like a tipping point where I just like like it because I guess something I struggle with is I always want to try to do things alone, like completely alone, and I think I noticed this in a lot of people, and
Mm-hmm.
it can really be a weakness sometimes, and
Yep.
basically I just got sick of it because like even if I went X amount of time free, I would fall back into it. And I just want to finally get it like out of my life. Like I'm sick of that train track, getting in the way. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
joined. And for me, what helped me a lot is realizing like how powerless it is, and realizing how like basically how nominal something like dopamine is. We give too much praise to stuff like this, and like
Exactly.
um yeah, we give way too much praise to these things. That's the problem.
Exactly, because people nowadays, they pedestalize porn so much. They're like, "Oh man, this thing is great. This thing is great. This thing is great." So as long as you're not pedestalizing it, and you just, it just becomes like a thing, like anything else. Okay, there's nothing special about it. It's just a video. It's just an image, you know, that we interpret as pleasurable. So the thing is, nowadays people personify these lifeless things as some kind of men or women that have the ability to go inside their mind and control them, and compel them to watch it. But Jawad, like you joined the program and you actually realized that the only thing that was holding you back was the limiting beliefs, right? The limiting beliefs that the nofap
Yeah, it's
instilled
all about
inside of you. Yep.
I'd say it's all about the beliefs and the benefits, basically. Because
Exactly.
I really I liked how you taught us how like it basically all of this is just a bunch of placebo, and like addiction in itself is a big placebo, and
Exactly.
even if on some level scientifically science would disagree with you, like it's about what works at the end of the day, and like a lot of this are kuffar, and just like I believe a lot of the people promoting the problem are like the ones giving you the pill. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
That's kind of how
Yep.
it is. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, there is always the element of subjectivity, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you need to understand that the screen is not giving you dopamine. Okay, porn has not, it has no dopamine. You create the dopamine because of your own perception, because of your own beliefs around it, right? And you need to understand that our mind is so much powerful that it can create actually physical scenarios. You know about placebo, right? Placebos are extremely powerful, that like our mind is extremely powerful, that it can actually create physical scenarios in your body, illusionary physical scenarios, right? Like if you actually believe that you are powerless, then you will always act according to your beliefs. You will feel like powerless. That's a placebo, right? So there is always the element of subjectivity. So if you will believe that you are powerless, you are addicted, you are compelled to watch it, or things make you watch it, like,
It's even
yeah.
I just want to interject really quick. But I'd say it's so subjective. Like it's even situational. Like I work in the hospital. In no scenario you ever look at a patient like in a sexual way, because it's just so scenario. Like your mind wouldn't even think of it that way, and it helped me like coincide that with how you say we oversaw it, because at the end of the day, like they're just human too, and we give things too much praise, and also I think what helped, probably if I had to say the single thing that helped me the most, is how, yeah, we control our dopamine. It's all about our
Exactly.
perception of liking something. Like it, nothing in itself is purely, desirable. We consider it desirable, which makes it desirable. We control
Exactly.
basically even like something like gold. Like it's desirable because we think it's desirable. If everyone changes their mind, like we just go with the flow, basically.
Yep, I agree.
Hmm.
So, Jawad, now that you have found the root cause through subconscious transition, and like you are free from porn and masturbation and even lust, right? You just you're just free from that illusionary cage of porn, illusionary prison of porn.
Yeah.
So I want to know like how your life look like after you worked with me.
I would say, because I'd say probably everyone else would agree with this, but whenever you're like on a long like streak, or like you were free for a long time, you would like your confidence would like increase incrementally. But now,
Hmm.
like alhamdulillah, like the good thing is that I don't have that like drop in confidence every time I mess up. Like I could just have like more consistent lifestyle, which is obviously the end goal, and I can please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's not like you feel more confident in yourself and inclined to do what's natural, and even like there's basically, you need to seek an answer. You don't need to seek an answer for everything, but it's good to seek an answer for everything. Like even something as simple as being bored, like you help made me realize like why do we even consider being bored a bad thing? Like most of us are so busy the whole week we can't even sleep, and then
Hmm.
now we get to chill for a little bit, and all of a sudden it's bad. Like why don't we see it as a good thing? Say alhamdulillah and enjoy being bored. It's probably the best time to think of a good thought, or just even just enjoy the moment. Just chill out, take a deep breath. Like it's about how you identify things at the end of the day within your skull, I guess. And just likewise, how we identify porn as being this crazy thing with all this crazy dopamine. It changes your brain so much. And the interesting thing is, you'll find people who have this addiction, they want to defend their beliefs so badly, not because maybe they're bad people, obviously, but I guess kind of the indoctrination is so strong. For
Yep.
for me, I realized, for me the indoctrination is so strong. I realized, like I never thought I was ever brainwashed in my life, but I realized I was actually brainwashed. Because think about it, the prerequisite for being brainwashed is to not know you're brainwashed. Otherwise, if you know you're brainwashed, you're not actually brainwashed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so like I finally realized like wow, I got brainwashed like badly. Because it's like a little bubble, and once you're out of the bubble, it's crazy. Yeah, it's not. It's just a different realm of thinking, really.
Exactly. It's complete like complete reframing your reality, right? A
Mm-hmm.
complete mindset shift, because our perception determines our actions. Our perception creates beliefs. Our beliefs creates thoughts. Our thoughts creates decisions, and based on that decisions, it creates actions, and our actions creates results in our life. So what is the root cause at the end of the day? It's your beliefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Jawad, I want to know like what was your favorite part of the program?
Okay, my favorite part was, and I'll go in order. It might be a little explicit, but I'll just say it how it is. But my favorite part was you. Actually, maybe the first video was probably my favorite part, just showing us how brainwashed we were really with the glasses and how we see things differently, even if it's completely false. But
Hmm.
anyhow, my favorite part was how, like, it was such a realization. I never heard anybody in my life say it before. At least as far as I know, I never heard anyone say dopamine's your perception of liking something. It's just your perception. I never. It's not complicated once you're told that, but beforehand nobody says that. Everyone talks about dopamine like everything has intrinsic value, but it doesn't. Nothing. Well, maybe some things have intrinsic value, but you know what I mean. Like something like
Yep.
porn has no intrinsic value. Like we're giving it the value, and our perception of enjoying it is giving us dopamine. And then for someone who likes to argue, I loved your rebuttal, and your rebuttal was, well, if porn is inherently enjoyable, then what about gay porn? And then that really made my original thought process break down completely, because like there's no argument for that. Then it really proves how, yeah, it's not, there's nothing special about it. We just consider it special. And also what else would it be? Even just something as simple as like being real with myself, like at the beginning, and just admitting that I liked it instead of saying, "Oh, I'm forced to do it" or whatever reason. Like
Mhm.
it sounds contradictory, but like admitting I liked it made it a lot easier to unlike it because I guess it shows the source is that you just like it probably. That might be your issue, and you need to understand like how to fix that basically, and not put basically like a cover over why you do it. Otherwise, it's hard to lift a cover that you don't recognize in your head.
Exactly, because what is
Mm,
the scientific explanation of why people watch porn or masturbate? It's really simple. Because they
mm.
want to. It's not because of addiction or
Yeah,
dopamine or the
exactly.
brain spikes. No, it's none of that, okay? All of that is bullshit. You need to
Oh,
understand that.
also something else is bullshit because as we're speaking, I'm thinking of other things. It's even like it's even me thinking like, oh my god, oh yeah, I have two big points I want to say. Now I thought of the other one that I liked a lot, but it's the first one I'll say is how like we love to make these stupid little excuses like, oh my god, I'm gonna explode if I don't do it. Like, oh my god, even though obviously nothing gonna happen to you, you're just
Yep,
basically being dumb with yourself. And then the second point, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? But anyways, yeah. How we think we're gonna explode, and oh yeah, this is probably the most important one. Maybe if the other one wasn't the most important, it's probably this because I don't know I can't think of it sometimes. But basically, see, I'm somebody who likes to be like hyper masculine, maybe hyper not the correct like perfect adjective, but I like to be masculine, like alhamdulillah, like be strong, like go to the gym, do a lot, be like I like to work on myself a lot and I always saw myself as like, oh, I'm so horny, like I'm getting horny over this girl and that girl and the next girl. Like, man, I must have such a high testosterone. I'm such a man, and I think this is why some of the most like successful men get caught up in the trap the most
yep,
because we're like, oh, if I'm not getting horny, if this and that girl, the next girl, like, oh, I'm just not that much of a man. And I hear my friend over here saying, oh yeah, we take it as like a form of honor, which is poison we like oh I struggle with it because I'm such a man like that BS in our head and then I realized like even at an Islamic point of view think about it like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam like would he go around saying oh I'm such a man like basically any of the Sahaba would they go around lusting about women okay so are you more men than them then if lusting a woman's a prerequisite of course not you know what I'm saying so
exactly.
it breaks the ideology because that yeah, I'd say that's probably the dopamine thing, and that's the second one. Because I used to think that makes me such a man if I'm horny all the time and I'm doing these things, but it's completely false. And that's kind of what would keep me in the trap, basically. A huge part of it, maybe 50%.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I agree with that. Because the thing is, once you change your beliefs, like previously you thought that, oh, if I'm not thinking lustfully, then that means something is wrong
Yeah,
with my libido or with my
something's wrong
testosterone.
with me.
Yeah,
That means I'm not that much of a man. That means yeah, exactly, exactly.
exactly. And that's the real reason why most people watch porn. They think,
Hmm.
oh, while I'm watching porn, right? Oh, it's because I'm a man, I'm feeling like a more manly, oh, it shows that I have a higher testosterone, it's going to help me with the woman in bed and all of those things.
Yeah,
But
exactly, exactly.
but bro, who told you that? Where did that belief come from? What is the origin of that belief, right?
It's just
Maybe it's something that,
cultural, probably culture, honestly.
exactly, like it's
Yeah.
something that come from anybody else. Maybe it came from a YouTuber who talks about nofab. Maybe it came from the people in your friend group or the society, and but do you understand that people living in their tribes? Let me give you a very simple example, okay? So there are all tribes all around the world. They don't show any signs of arousal in public, okay? And even though the women in these tribes, they are naked, right? But still they don't think lustfully at all, and they are not get arousals outside of sex, right? So what, because
Mhm.
why? Because they don't have formed these beliefs about arousal that makes them think that they want to get aroused, they need to get aroused in order to gain some form of benefits. And also they don't think that it's a biological necessity, right? So because they don't have these beliefs that we have formed in the modernized society, right? Like if we just take two people, one guy is
Mhm.
from the tribe, one guy he lives in the tribe, he's not connected to the modern day society, and the other guy, he lives in this, modernized society. Now
Mm-hmm.
you will see that there is much difference between both of them. One guy doesn't even know what masturbation even is, right? He doesn't even uh, think lustfully at all, and maybe he has much higher testosterone, much higher libido, much higher masculinity than the one who lives in the modernized society. But the other guy thinks
Mm-hmm.
that he needs to think lustfully, because if he will not, then that means something is wrong with him. He's not a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that guy thinks that, oh, masturbation is a biological necessity, right? He needs to masturbate. Humans need to masturbate because
Yeah,
that's,
exactly. And
yeah,
that's also a big issue because it's not like it was just porn. It was sometimes just masturbation in general. But like I guess I've never even like other programs or other people like they may kind of help you quit porn, but the masturbation issue I've never seen anybody tackle it like mashallah like the way you've tackled it in this program. Like
yep,
it's really amazing. Yeah. Like people because people actually kind of make masturbation issue almost worse because even if they'll make you quit porn then they'll tell you after, oh yeah, but if you need to masturbate, like you could do it. Like basically they they give it too much power too. Honestly, that's what it is. Like none of it has the power. Has none of it has the power at all.
exactly, man, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. So, Jawad, would you recommend this program to anyone out there struggling to quit porn, struggling to quit masturbation?
Yeah, of course. I think that one of my biggest advice is to put your ego away and just listen to what Ahmed says. At least watch all of the videos first, like before you even like question too many things. Not that you can't, but it's just good to put your ego away. It's not just necessarily ego. Put away your past beliefs. You know,
Exactly.
because that's why you're in your position you're in. And actually, what made me join the program was this one very sentence. I don't think I told you this. Um, Maybe I would have joined it anyway, but this main sentence he told me is that somebody who does the same thing and expects a change of outcome is the definition of insanity. And bro, I'm
Yep.
telling you, like wallah, that hit me hard, bro. Cause wallah, like I've tried everything, cold showers, like running. I don't know. I guess maybe not like running, but going to the gym, like reading Quran, which is good. Keep doing that, obviously. But my point is, like, I've literally tried everything. Like, that's just the blunt truth. I've tried absolutely everything, and it didn't work. So and the problem is too is even though things didn't work, I would keep repeating the same process. Like go take another cold shower, go take cold bath. Like I would,
Yep.
but I would keep doing it. It was basically an endless like cycle, like the rat on a wheel. And I didn't realize that I was just the rat on the wheel. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's most people with this issue. They're doing the same dang thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, and then they keep falling back in. So like you're literally driving yourself insane.
Exactly. Because,
Mhm.
if you keep on thinking or believing in the same things, you will always end up feeling, wanting, and desiring the same things. So
Yeah,
if
you're
you
gonna end up
want,
in the same hole. Exactly. Yeah.
exactly. So if you want to make a different choice, then different choice requires different thoughts. Like if you try to think differently, if you believe in different things, if you change your beliefs, you will always end up feeling, wanting, and desiring different things. Whether it's life without porn, life without masturbation, right? It's all about
Hmm.
seeing greater happiness. But the thing
Uh-huh.
is, if you have, like, bro, if you still have the old beliefs, right? Like, you cannot expect a different result. You cannot expect uh, to have a different choice, right? But first of all, like, the most important part of the program, the biggest benefit of the program is, first of all, you understand that you are free, right? There
I'm
is
just
no,
free of guilt too. I'm free of guilt. I'm free of temptation. Like
yep,
it just I finally got that crap out of my life. I can move on, putting my time towards more beneficial things. Just even it's not having the underlying guilt. It's just alhamdulillah, like it's much better existence, of course.
yep, exactly, man, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you understand that this self image of an addict, like, there is no point in actually believing in this, right? So the biggest benefit of the program is that you realize that you are actually free, right? There is no triggers, there is no urges, there is no temptations, right? There is no addiction that is holding you back. Because once you debunk all of these myths, that myths around nofap, that the nofap have actually taught you to believe in, man, you realize you're
Yeah.
actually free, right? Nothing is holding you back. So once you realize that you are free, you can choose whatever you think is the
It's
most
like a
happiest
weight
option.
lifted off of your chest. When your brain's like when you make that switch, it's like a weight. Well, it feels like a weight's lifted off of my chest. Like that's pretty much how I feel. Like I have no desire for it. Like it's almost surreal because if you ask me, however much time ago when I was stuck in it, like I could never imagine myself in a scenario like today. Alhamdulillah. Like it's literally a weight lift off my chest. That's how I feel.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. That's
Hmm.
nice to hear. And by the way, are you working on your vision?
Yeah, yeah, I did make my vision. I've been working on it. I'll say that. It's not necessarily complete, but I'm working on it, yeah.
All right, that's awesome. All right, so Jawad, do you have any last words to say?
Yeah, my last words is to put your ego away and don't expect to to tackle the world by yourself because that's like a mistake that I made personally. Because I knew about the program even like 3 months before I ever signed up for it, and but I still wanted to like figure it out myself. That's like kind of my issue sometimes. And then eventually, like I said, and then you said the insane thing, and then I was like, wow, like that's me on the dot. Um, and I was just sick of it. I was sick and tired of it. I wanted to try something new at that point. At
Mm-hmm.
some extent. Yeah, basically put your ego away. Stop thinking that you could do everything by yourself. Like maybe Allah answered your dua by showing you this program. Like don't some people think that they're just gonna wake up one morning and be cured. I mean it's possible, but that's not likely. Very unlikely, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. So just put your ego away and like listen. Basically, that's my biggest thing to say.
Yeah. And that's why, like Jawad, he was so committed, he was so open-minded, like literally was so committed that he finished all the videos, like almost 3.5 hours of video content, and he finished all the videos like maybe in one day,
Yeah, it was probably
right?
like 2 days, yeah, like 2 days
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, 2 days. So you were
Mhm.
so committed and you were so open-minded. The moment you actually, you know, it's like you were already free, right? Once you understand, once you learn about it, you were already free,
Mhm.
right? So it's
Mhm.
not even a matter of, oh, it takes 7 days to quit. No, why I say 7 days is because most people take 7 days to understand things. Most people take 7 days to learn about it, right? But
Mhm.
there are some guys who are very committed, who are very open-minded. They are quickly able to grasp the concept, understand the information. So they quit overnight, right?
I,
They
I
quit off.
think I think these concepts, because like Allah created you with free will anyway. So these are
Yep,
just baseline concepts. But we've been fed so much garbage that it's like putting garbage on top of your real beliefs, and you just need
yep,
to remove the garbage, and then you get your actual beliefs. Kind of like your fitra, how it could be so corrupted. You might transition. Your gender pretty much. Just saying how it is. Like so. It's just removing the garbage because at baseline like we're created to have natural mechanisms like wet dreams, and you know what I mean, like you're not going to blow up, like things like this, they're already in you. You're not even putting them in you, you're just removing the other garbage. That's all it
yep.
is. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's what happens when you actually get to the root cause through subconscious transition.
Mm-hmm.
Because the moment you actually cut down the roots, there is not even a matter of, oh, the leaves growing back, and that the
Mm-hmm.
branches growing back. You are just already free. You just get rid of the
And
tree once and
it
for all.
feels so good, and it also feels so good. I like feel it in my heart that it just like I just feel different. Like I feel,
Yep,
and it feels so good though. Because even when I would not do it for 3 weeks or a month or however long, like I would still be craving it like horribly. Like I'd still, what I'm saying, be struggling.
yeah, like
You
before you were
know?
doing nofap.
Yeah, basically, yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Because like I said, it's
Mm-hmm.
not a matter of days. It's not a matter of, oh, 7 days or 14 days. No, like the moment you actually learn about it, you become free. All right, Jawad. Like you just made an insane progress in the program, and you actually got to the root cause through subconscious transition, and you actually realized that it was not like it was effortless, right? It was literally
Mm-hmm.
effortless. You just need to
Yeah, it
understand
was
you.
effortless. Exactly. It was effortless. Yeah, I
Yep,
agree.
yep. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
what message do you want to give to the people who actually follow the nofap advice, like the people in these nofap
Oh,
communities.
the nofap advice makes it worse because even if you're the same amount as addicted, let's say someone who's doing nofap and someone's not doing nofap, let's say they were watching the same amount of content and everything, the person with nofap is going to be even worse because they now believe that they're a failure. They can't get
Mhm.
married now and like all this crazy stuff. Like like I heard somebody saying the other day, look, oh my god, because of this, I can't even. I'm 24 and I can't get married because I have this issue and like and all these crazy things, and they're making it like the world's about to end. Like they're giving it way too much credit. That's like it's not like you can still be successful, you can still get married, and you're giving it way too much control and power. It's just some stupid little thing that you just can get out of your way in a day. You know,
Exactly. You just have
um,
to choose.
and yeah, no, the NoFap community makes it worse. Well, the NoFap community makes it worse because they're gonna tell you if you do it, you're also a failure and that you're gonna be, like everything's ruined. Even like maybe your face is gonna be messed up, and you're gonna get acne or who knows what they'll say. But like at least the other person who didn't know about it, at least he doesn't believe that his life is over. Not because you're just making it, you're feeding the monster, or I don't want to call it monster, but you know what I mean. You're feeding that ideology more when you believe that it's giving you more power. That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly,
If that
because
makes
I always say that nofap is doing a really evil thing, because
yeah,
you
it's a
have,
very
yeah,
yeah.
you have porn, which is simply a video of two people having sex, right? And
Uh,
you watch it when you are young, right? And
uh,
you enjoy it like everyone else. There's a factor of newness in it. Maybe you're like, oh, let me discover the parts of woman's body, right?
mm.
The thing is, the day you join this nofap space, nofap movement, you are told to believe that, oh, that you are an addict, and you must feel hopeless about your
And
life.
it changes your brain like
Yeah,
crazy and all this garbage. Yeah,
exactly. And you will be escalating, and
and it hits the placebo is so strong. It's so strong. It's insane.
exactly, exactly. And
Hmm.
it says that you will get withdrawals after you stop watching porn, and
Yeah,
your
exactly.
brains change.
I also want to extrapolate on that withdrawal part. I remember I watched a YouTube video like maybe a year ago now, and it was telling me about how just get through the first 3 days because your testosterone gets the hardest, like it's the highest the third day, and then the seventh day is when it's the hardest day because scientifically your testosterone and all
Yep,
this blah 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 stuff is the hardest. Seventh
exactly.
day, subhanallah though, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the third day and the seventh day, like let's say I went on for 15 days, that increment of time. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, the third day and the seventh day was the hardest days. But like right now with your program, I never had one hard day. Like it's just because I believed that the third day was gonna be such a hard day, and that the seventh day was gonna be such a hard day. Like it literally became like difficult days.
Yeah, it
It's
becomes a
crazy how
self-fulfilling prophecy.
yeah, it's self-fulfilling prophecy. It's crazy how strong it is. It's crazy.
Exactly, because let's say I believe that I'm the most ugliest guy on earth, okay? Let's say I believe
Hmm.
that, okay? So humans always act according to their beliefs. Our actions always align with our beliefs. So if I believe that
Hmm.
I'm the most ugliest guy on earth, then I will always act according to my belief. I will
Yeah.
just stop taking care of myself, right? So what happened, it actually became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Even though if I'm not ugly, even though let's say I'm actually very attractive, but somebody else told me that I'm ugly, so I believe in it so strongly that I stopped taking care of myself. So what happened, it became my reality. I actually started look more ugly. So that's what we call the self-fulfilling prophecy.
I also want to add something too.
Mhm.
The amazing part about this program is, you can take a hammer and you can build a building. You can build a bathtub. You can build a football field. And like something for example is like even something like the playground effect is something you taught me. It's so powerful. I even use it in my everyday life. I've even like learned extrapolated things like aside from this program from things you've taught us, like the playground effect. I think the playground effect is so powerful because especially maybe it depends on person to person, but me personally, like I'm
Mhm.
alhamdulillah, I don't complain about much things. Like sometimes people will be like, oh my god, wasn't that food like so salty, or wasn't it so
Mhm.
cold or whatever, and I didn't even, and afterwards I didn't even know it was cold or salty, and I'm like, oh wait, it was salty, and then I'll start thinking about it. It's literally like sometimes like your natural disposition is not even to care, and then other people are making you care, basically. And
Yep.
but basically, the thing is, you get benefits, just life benefits, in my opinion. Like a few of these things don't need to just be for porn, just for life.
Yep. Exactly. I agree. Because the thing is, nobody else can make a decision for you. Nobody else can go inside your mind and think for yourself, right?
Hmm.
So because
Hmm.
everybody have their own mental autonomy. The thing is, when you go in the nofap space, they tell you that, oh, you are an addict, your brain is rewired differently, and and now you're gonna
Yeah,
mm, f-
and you need, and maybe one day you'll get better after how many years?
yep.
Maybe it could be reversible. Like, see, they make it so overwhelming, and that makes it so much worse.
Exactly. And that there's a dopamine circuit in your brain that controls you like a puppet, and that you will
Yeah,
always go back to it, even if you don't want to. And that creates a
yeah.
false sense of perception. Your perception determines your reality, right? So you
and
start
and
living.
fear, it creates fear, and fear creates like suppression. How do you suppress people? It's with fear. When people no longer fear you, you lose all control you have over somebody. That's why you have to keep a population in like a stage of fear, because if no one has fear, then you're probably going to lose control sometime soon. It's the same way with our own brains.
Exactly. It's just like you're living a life filled with lies, right?
Yeah,
Like where you
exactly.
literally feel hopeless about porn, like I did.
Yeah,
Like
same here.
objectively,
Yeah.
if we see that, the truth is, porn has no power over you. You are the one in power ever since in the beginning, right? So you need
Hmm.
to actually get to the root cause. Just bro, get to the root cause through subconscious transition, right? Find why do you even want to watch porn in the first place, right? And that takes us to the three-step process. So Jawad, the thing is, like, I want to tell you like the myths behind why we watch porn. Okay, like,
Hmm.
the thing is, when I used to watch porn multiple times a day, I always felt as if porn was the solution to the problems in my life. I literally felt that, right? So in
Hmm.
reality, it was making it worse. So I tried to stop, but I was not able to. Like the moment I realized that what was holding me back is the moment I became free from porn and masturbation forever. Okay, like it was not even a matter of 7 days or 14 days. I just became free overnight, right? So when I realized is that I would only watch porn when I would feel down, right? So which means
Hmm.
that I would watch porn for what it gave me. So the reasons that why me and my students would watch it, it was because of pleasure. It was because of stress relief, sexual relief, emotional
It's gonna
relief.
help you go to sleep. Can help you go to
Exactly.
sleep.
Yeah, escape from
Yeah.
reality. I wasn't watching it because of addiction, neuroplasticity, like brain rewiring, or trauma, or dopamine, or lack of a partner, right? I was not watching because of those reasons. I was
Hmm.
simply watching it because I perceived it to be a cure to my problems. Like if I was stressed, I perceived the solution in porn that it would give me stress relief. If I was bored, I would perceive solution in porn that it would give me pleasure, make me feel better in that moment. If I was lonely, I would perceive solution in porn that it would give me sexual relief, right? If I felt pain, I perceived the solution in porn that it would help me to escape from reality, escape from my life problems. So I
Hmm.
simply became aware of what actually drove me towards porn. So now
Hmm.
all I did was simply to debunk and change my perception around these so-called cures, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
ever since then, I never ever craved porn again like you did, right? Because once you remove what creates the desire to watch porn, you will never want to go back to it again. It's really that simple.
I think the program is so powerful. It's almost like a miracle. Like because like the reason why I say it's a miracle is because like when I said earlier, it's like when you're brainwashed, you don't know that you're brainwashed because you're brainwashed. Like that's the definition of being brainwashed. So when you're not brainwashed, you're like you're really a different person. It's hard to explain it because But but yeah, it's almost like a
Yep.
miracle because I never knew that I could just like not have cravings anymore, not care, not just it was crazy because all this it's because of all the garbage that the world teaches you and the NoFap community teaches you and stuff like that.
Yep. Exactly. I agree. If you guys want to break free from porn, masturbation, and even lust, just like Brother Jawad, by implementing fully the subconscious transition method and simply get to the root cause and eliminate the root cause completely, simply click the first link in the description down below and it will take you to my free training. And then after that, you can schedule a call with me, and we're going to discuss the process of our coaching. Take care for now. Assalamu alaikum.